So today we are doing AtCoder. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god, finally something we have to think about. The Bible. Okay, so that's pretty easy. I don't think I need to explain that. And so max 0 because it could be negative, and this should be user for should give me the right answer. The freak, bro. Oh my god, I can't even solve the first problem. Oh wait. Max minus b, something like that. Okay. That was slow. That was very slow. Let's hope it will pass. We can see. What the freak? Okay, this passes, so we don't have to worry about it. So. Then the activity will be okay. Find the integer with the greatest GCDs if there are multiple. Okay, so basically what that means that you have to find all divisors of n greater than or equal to greater than 1, and then the biggest one print k. Right. Here it's like yep. Okay, so why is it set to Python? But how to do it? For 1000, okay, then it's nothing. Okay, then we can do brute for each of the numbers. That's easy as for. Okay, so we do n. Now we load the numbers. If only I could type right. And now we go through all the numbers. So biggest divisor can be obviously 1000. So we create this div of 1000. 1 because biggest divisor can be 1000. I want to index 1000 to be able to index 1000. We need to have array of size 1001. X in A second divisor if x percentage y equals 0, divisor y close ring times divisor for int I 2 if d5 overcounts then sum then ans equals I sum equals d5 3 y is 2. So if I'm so slow, bruh. 9 is 40. And what? Can you output any? Okay, any of them. And this should submit where none is. Okay, at least it passes. We want to make a multiple of 3 by erasing at least 0. We want to make a multiple of 3 by erasing at least 0 and at most k1 digits from remaining without changing order. Determine whether it is possible to make a multiple of 3. Well, multiple of 3 is sum of digits divisible by 3. So what that means is, okay, so here is this digit. Here you don't have to erase anything here. Okay, so there are multiple cases. So here, this is my perfect drawing Lamau. So what we do? Well, there are 3 cases, right? So so the parity of the given num equals to 0. Then we 0, and if it's 1, no, else. What do we do? Well, if it's 1, then we need to find some number which is 1. 1, then we go. If we have some number with parity 1, which is easily solvable, then we can erase that number. For example, here we have 10 plus 10 plus 12, so that's 32. So you have parity 2. In this, for example, 8 has parity 2, so we remove 8 and that's it, right? So, but if we don't have, we can remove 2 of parity 2, right? Because if we remove parity 2 twice, then it essentially went down the parity by 4, which doesn't make sense, right? For example, if we would have 3, 8, and 8, then what's the parity? Parity is 3 plus 8 plus it's 19, so the parity is 1. Yep, so makes sense. And otherwise, if it's 2, then we either remove 2 or we 2 times 1 or 2 times 2. Okay, so that's basically the solution. So first we do, um, v bar of length 3, and then we do int sigma, and then we do for charge t in s, so we basically count it up. So parity, so we have this int x, right? We extract the int and small, then the sum, we count it into the sum, and then what we do is, if, so basically if we need to count it into the parity array, right? So we do x percentage free, so we modulo it, and then parity of x plus equals weight. Right, okay, so that's it. Now we count the number of parities, right? We don't care about 0 parities now. If sum, so basically if the sum of it is already divided by 3, then we don't need to change anything. Now if parity is 1, yeah, it can be impossible. It can be impossible. So it can be impossible, okay? We can handle it. So if parity of at 1, because we need it, is true, which means that it's over 0, then we do. If pair 1, if size of s does not equal 1, well, equals 1, then it can be done, because you can at most remove that and solve if we have some, and if we don't, then what do we check? If parity 2, so if we have some 2, if it's over 1, and size of s is over 2, since if we would delete 2, then if that's it basically, then we print 2, else it's impossible, and that's about it, right? Oh wait, I'm handling different, doesn't matter, does it, right? Okay, else it's the same, we just flip the numbers. Technically I can solve them, right? If sum and 3 equals 2, then swap parity 1 with parity 2, which will just swap their values, then we can use this kako. And that should be it, but I'm not sure. But I definitely wouldn't be sure. God damn it, what is this? And some minus stack. Okay, that's possible. That's impossible. This should give us 1. This should give us 0. this should give us 1. So um, okay, I'm definitely not confident in this solution. I think I missed some case with this if else statement combining, but it passes through, so looks like I didn't got any. Okay, I need to open this file. Okay, that wasn't hard one. Okay, let's go on. Okay, that was not bad. Took me 15 minutes. First 3 problems, which is kind of slow, but whatever. On a number line, there is a robot at coordinate 0. It will do the move in the okay. Interesting. So basically what it means is that it will be okay, this is 0. So okay, so how big is it 10 to 8? We need to sum them up. There is like okay, so BL auto start equals 0. And now okay, so right, let's take a look at this for example. So basically what that means is that okay, so he will move -2, then he will move by 1 forward, then he will move by how much? By -1. Then he will move to 2, and then he will move to wait. So in the first move here he moves -2, so his position is -2. Then he goes in the second one where he moves -2 and 1, which in total he moves -1. -2, so he -1 to -3. Then at third move he does minus 2, 1, 3, which actually is 1 plus 1, right? No, plus 2, so he will move to -1. Then again he does the same thing, but it's less by 1, right? So he goes -2, 1, 3, -1, so he goes, so here's the -3, so here's -4, -3, -5, -4, -1, here is a -3, minus 2, 1, and here is he at 0, so he's at 0, right? So plus 1, so he's at 0, then move 5. Oh, okay, we can implement this first. J, plus plus, and then we do start plus equals aj, and ans equals max ans start, and then so start answer. Let's see if I can at least brute force the same answer. What the freak is this, bruh? Okay, so now I'm just trying to brute force it. I kind of stopped commenting. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I move plus I. So what I'm gonna do is just to somehow like first of all see where how can I calculate this on paper. So I don't know why am I doing this in inline, but I probably shouldn't, but who cares. So oh my god, let's try this location. Okay, no, not like this, and then with this. Let's copy this. So at first he's at -2, he's at -4, 3. Okay, so basically, okay, so if we would have this, then we can do it in number of moves, right? So if we, for example, do prefix sums, and then we just do the plus, and whenever we are on a positive integer, but it doesn't matter, we can do like only prefix sums, right? Is this really only prefix sums? My goodness, I'm dumb. Real 3. No, it isn't, because you need to get his. No, it isn't. God damn it. Okay. So now during this move, if prefix of this is increasing, so if it's more than or equal to 0, it's important to check. Wait, 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 wait. I don't know. Wait, 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 wait. So if the gain is bigger than or equal to 0, then it's worth it to check the last increasing position from the list. Okay, so we'll try to explain a little bit what my thought process is. So essentially we create prefix sums, which is like sum of elements up to the current Oh my god. Oh, what the freak is this? 1 and 0. So now this we don't care. This is 0, 1. But for example, if it's not 0, at least we don't care about it because we don't care about it since this would be -1. We increased, but we decreased more than we increased. So at any point we are, wait, that is not true because we can go like 5 and then like -6, right? But that doesn't matter because at first we already went far. Now wait, so 0, 5, -1. So if we went so we have this situation. I think if, okay, so -6. Okay, and then we have like 1, 1, -1, -1, whatever. So we have prefix sum of -1, 0, 1, 0, 1, -1. So now what we do, well, first it's just if it's positive, then we just do it. But in the meantime, we could have gotten a bigger gain, right? So it's maximum up until then, right? So if it's positive, then it's maximum up until then. Or wait. So it's so we are answer equals 0. So then answer equals 5. This doesn't have to be in there. And now the answer is equal to 5. Now it's maximum up until this, and we continue here. Maximum up until this, maximum up until this, maximum up until this, maximum up until this. Right. Okay, that sounds okay. Okay, I will probably try to explain it a little better at the end of the contest. But for now you have to just stick in with me. Haha. Star is still 0, and yeah, no, we don't even need to do prefix sums, right? Pre is equal to 0. So I mean we can, why not? BL pre and +1 0 4 is and then I plus pre I +1 equals I plus pre I. Okay, prefix done, and now we go from 0. Okay, so pre 0 because why not? So now we do an answer, of course. The more because okay, so because most we will advance in, for example, doing the fourth move will be during first move we advance during blah 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 blah. Okay, so whatever. Okay, so now ans equals max ans, and now start plus maximum pre I plus 1, I guess. Because we can get on the nth one, right? And and then maximum equals max and 3i. Is this correct? What's this? I have no clue. I just throw my brain is absolutely dead for some reason, maybe because I don't have enough air in my room. Let's close this. 5, okay. 2, okay. This should output 0, that's pretty obvious. And okay, let's see. Okay, wrong answer. On two of them. So we got the wrong answer only on 2 of them. So I think what we need to do is also do max ans and start plus max, which should do it. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, PowerShell. Okay, anything else you got to say? Okay, I forgot about that, but it worked. That's interesting. I didn't think it would work. Kind of sucks. I didn't think about that edge case, but whatever. Okay. Okay, this should pass, so let's look at problem E now. Okay, what the hell? It's still wrong answer. Even more times now. Jesus Christ, bruh. Wait, oh fuck. I'll leave this over now. Doesn't matter, right? You see, we skip something. So I think what we should do. Yeah, because it will remain database. Max of prefix I and right, so we should just do this. I think this should work. Go back. Two, 4, 5. Okay, let's see if this will pass. Okay, it's still wrong answer. In one case now, only in one case, that's interesting. Well, yes, it's probably the one I was handling before, right? So, but it should be only started, right? Because no, the freak, bruh. I have no clue what am I doing even. And I don't want to do extra wrong submissions because I'm gonna fall. Because it would fail, for example, if we would have done like. Okay, let's see. If I do basically minus 10, minus 10, minus 10, minus 10, and now like this, it answers 0 exactly. So max ans 0, no start, 5, 1999998. But that's incorrect, bruh. No, it isn't. It should be correct now. Okay. Okay, let's see if it will pass this. Okay. Okay, let's hope this will pass because 4 wrong answers. That's a yikes from me. We're 57 minutes in and it's still wrong fucking answer. 5 wrong answers now. Jesus Christ, bruh. Okay, well. Wait, would this fail if I would do like. Okay. Oh god. So if I do. Okay, so basically what we do is if. Wait. One thousand four. So if a minus 3 n equals maximum, then ans equals max ans start plus mx 3 1 1 1000. So basically you move by 1 and you have 2 3 then 4 5. The fuck, that's not how mafia works, I think. this is such a garbage. Okay, so basically it's still 207 in this case, but I don't see why. So probably that's the wrong answer case. Because my implementation fucking sucks. So let's do it from scratch. So we are in starting position here. And we have answer which is 0. Now we go over the moves. We need some sort of maximum. Now. Okay, so maximum equals maximum of like pre-I plus 1 and like maximum, right? Now answer equals maximum of ans and start plus maximum and start plus equals prefix I plus 1 and then just print the answer, right? This makes sense much more now. And let's see if... So I just needed to flip these two. Oh, that's interesting, okay. This gives 5. And I should straight up my back. Okay. And don't even try to tell me this won't pass, because 5 wrong answers per... I mean, it was worse. I had... Okay, see, finally. Okay, so the idea was still working. It took me only 12 minutes to debug on 4 wrong answers. What's the standings? We have 1 hour for the last row. Not last, but I think... Oh my goodness, what the freak. This do in 2 minutes, nice. So I'm 1800. What was the rank? My profile. So my rank was 2150th. Okay, so I'm already ahead a bit. Probably because, okay, so let's see what place I would have with 4 successful submissions at the time of 30 minutes. I don't know what penalty is for 5 minutes. So I would be around here, so 900. That's not bad. 40 seconds, wow. It took me 2 minutes to solve the first problem, bruh. Okay, well, even, okay, so I go here. On my place, then it starts to get a bit more. Around here, it's a bit more. This, but doesn't matter since we have to solve this. So the hell. So HVM. Okay, there are n bulks with and n blocks. CIDI, AIBI. Okay. So there are n lines of this, n lines of this. So there is 10 to 5 of these. So that I think signifies binary search, right? So okay, this one is hard. So what it means is that so we have a 3 by 3 grid with 2 bulbs and 1 block. So now there is a bulb at 1 and a bulb. Okay, so whiteboard. Now so here's a bulb. Let's say at 1 a bulbs, right? Okay, so here's bulb. Bulb. Why am I doing legend for me? And then another bulb is at 2, 3. So here. And then there's also one block at position 2, 2. Because they cannot emit light for this one. So they shine like this. But this one we need to divide things, right? So it's this, and minus that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be 5, right? 7. All plus this, of course. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I think the way we should do it is not to count how many of them are lit up, but to count how many of them are not lit up, because that's way easier to see. You know, for example, let's see, is this lit up? There is in a row or this any of, so if there is closer than a wall, if there is a light bulb from this direction closer to that, or this direction closer to that. Okay, I think I know how to do this. It can be done with binary search. Basically, so you would, for each row you would have indexes of blocks and balls, and for each row the same. And then, oh, I just looked outside of the window and it looks like there is like sun, and I probably shouldn't be doing some problems for how much hours, how many hours, 5 hours now, 4 hours, probably. Who gives a shit? I'll be doing the binary search contest next. After putting Rocket League for a bit and rendering this video and posting it. So basically, yeah, that's the main idea, since we could go in this way and find the first one, and we could go in this way and find, for example, you go here, blah blah blah, find this, okay, blah 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 blah, going to each direction. If there is some light bulb sooner than this, then we are done. You can call this up. So basically we have int height width and then we have these light bulbs, right? So first we need some sort width. And we don't have to essentially be honest. We have lower bound with C++, so this shouldn't be hard. But again, E problem, last time it was 2 with binary search. That's some bisecting or whatever. So I need to straighten up my back first of all. But we should go get some water. Some friend is texting me. Oh no. So there's some girl, some limousine, or if they say that in English. She's like 15 years old and she was with her friends. She used to Wednesday nights on whatever, but okay. So let's get back into this. So basically, we need to have rows, right? And so it's vector I of rows bulbs of size, how many rows? Height rows blocks of n, and then calls bulbs with my back is gonna die after 1 year of doing this. Calls blocks of width, and now we go for we basically read this. Now we do so rows bulbs x p I and calls bulbs y p x, and then we do same for blocks rows blocks x pushback y rows calls blocks y pushback x. Now now we can just wait for the coordinates. We got the coordinates 1. Okay, we can definitely brute force that. So for each of the coordinates, height, that's y, right? There used to be such a no x is horizontal, not vertical, but shut up with j++. So we have this, so now we are so we could also keep sets, but it doesn't matter. Wait, what does upper bound return? Upper bound C++. You can definitely you can see that I already set it. Greater than val. I don't want that. But that's okay. You can handle that, right? So we basically have to inspect one of the four things in tons, since 1500 squared is not more than 2 to the power of 31, which means the number of tiles won't. We have to count the number of tiles, and the number of tiles won't exceed 32-bit integer. Now, so after we did this, so we have to inspect 4 ways. Oh my god, I need to pee for that. I'll be back in a minute. So I am back, boy. So the recording is going on for 58 minutes, but since that it's been 59 minutes. Since what? Oh, what the freak, bro? Okay, whatever. Whatever. I'm not gonna make myself even more dumb there. So basically, for each one of them, we need to get. What do we do? Well, we get index of. We go for upper direction. So for example, we are sitting here right now. We take a look at the closest bulb front and closest block in the direction. Now, if so, there are a couple of cases. We have both of them, we have one of them, or we have none of them. So first of all, we need to get the indexes right. So what do we do? Well, first of all, int bool int, so down bool index. Wait, what the freak, bro? equals lower bound of, how does even lower bound work? Lower bound C++. Okay, the fuck, damn it. So position is minus this, and this will give you the value, right? Position. Okay, so the okay. So basically we find the position, right? Wait, what if we do lower bound on something that, oh my goodness. This will give it a bigger index, right? What if we search for 0? Run. Really 0. Okay, that's funny. So lower bound of rows, bulbs in the index row I, right? And now all of them, and target is I minus rows bulbs I begin, so we get the index, right? So now if down bulb index equals I, which means that, oh my goodness, equals J, right? Because the same column. So we are searching along the row, and we are finding the, I see how I will not implement this in time. Then I'm gonna cry. But if I will, then my rating will go brrr above 1000, which would be nice. So down, interesting. So okay, then ans we do ans plus plus, and now if now if we didn't find it, which means that we didn't find we are looking for J, Christ's sake, so it will definitely, it will be on the bigger one. Wait, what the fuck? So we get the value, right? Now, down times equals rows bulbs I back in like that. So now we get the index actual. So why did I do this here? No, 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 no. So we get the bulb index and oh my god, I was quiet, but I was thinking about how much of a pain this is. So basically, we need to like index. So if there is a bulb up on the left part of me, okay, let's say first of all we have to get rid of this. So if rows what if we search an empty list? Come on, load, bruh. This should give you zeros or ones. I have no clue what it will return. So if size of rows bulbs I no, I think we should do this. So if size of rows bulbs I equals 0, size of calls no, we have bool r which is equal to check row is rows bulbs I blocks rows blocks I column equals check column of oh wait, we also need to pass the ij, right? Ij, so calls bulbs j and calls blocks j and ij, of course. So if size and calls blocks I, then we do ans plus equals r and c, else if size of rows bulbs I, we do ans plus equals r, else if size of calls bulbs j, then ans plus equals c. Otherwise it's not worth it to count. So let's do the checks now. So bool check rows and I think it's just the same check, right? I think it is the same check, we don't need to do anything else. So we do v of bulbs, v of blocks, and int x and int y. So first of all, if size of bulbs is equal to 0, then what we do is we just return false instantly straight away, so we don't have to deal with that thread. Now we have two cases we need to consider: left or slash up, but in this case it's just left. So now we find the index of this. So now we do int equals lower bound bulbs wait, we need to pass only j in there, right? And here only I. So we need to pass all bulbs I So now what cases can happen? So well, so if size of blocks equals 0, then we return true, because there is definitely, by this point, there must be a bulb. So there must be a bulb. So if there is no block, then it's definitely lit up. Now we get this and I and minus bulbs. Now we got the index of the closest bulb. So if index equals I, then we just return true. And if it doesn't equal, that means we have some block and we have some something. So basically we just do the int block index equals lower bound all blocks, and we are also looking for I minus blocks begin. And now if block index over I and index over I Then okay, we got the right one. So if bool ans equals false, now we start to evaluate. So if there is one in the right side, so currently we are checking the right side. So if index is smaller than block index, then ans equals true. We can just return true, right? And now index minus minus block index minus minus. Now, so we minus the indexes, what could happen? Well, there is no bulb. So if index ratio bigger than or equal to 0, sorry, I'm mumbling in my language. So if we have a bulb and index is, this time it has to be bigger than block index. What the fuck are those indexes? Oops, index, right? This will give you index in there. So if blocks index over I in bulbs index is over I, bulbs blocks and bulbs index over blocks index bulbs index is also, we have some sort of bulb and then bulb index is over block index. Then we can okay, else if one of them is smaller, so block index is smaller than I and bulbs index is over I. What that means is that is return true, right? Because there is you can't, so that's like return true case. Blocks at block index they will both definitely be over, right? God damn it. Did I solve anything with this? I don't think so. Wait, so I eliminated all of them. Now is this all? Because they are gonna be over. Then return true. Else it's the same check, I think. Except in here what we do is we do this and then bulbs index is bigger. Now index is smaller than size of bulbs. And this might do it. It's pretty garbage as you can see, but we will see what will happen. Hopefully it won't crash. It's close this because I can't do that. Oh god damn it, something crashed. Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, so last time I couldn't call it up. Now I actually know what that is. Okay, C++. So, oh my god. Alright, because, okay, makes sense. Okay, so that worked. I should also add the clause here. And now, okay, so at 0, 0, that makes sense. 0, 1, this one can be. So, we'll see if the answer increased after each iteration. So, increased, but this should increase too, right? So if size rows I, then ans plus, oh my god. And then sort size of rows bulbs I, size of calls should be double. This is what happens when you forget one thing. Okay, 5. It gives some answer, which is nice. But I'm interested in this part, this check in particular. So we are at 0, 1, which means that we are right here. So row for that should still include this, right? So the size of the row should be 1 and 1, right? And the size of the calls, bulbs, J's, but there is, what the fuck, bro? There is no bulb in this column. Well, the most important one, if it did not increase after 1, 1, didn't, and after 2, 1, it also didn't increase, which is okay. Now, now the problem is what are RNC of these? So in the column, it makes sense, it did 0. So only either of 1, so it's ans, so ans plus equals r, or I don't even know how you do or c, something like that, or operator c++, bit operators, bitwise operations, bitwise or exactly what I mean. I mean, I can do it, who cares? Okay, output 7, that's interesting, nice. Good to know. This should be 8, god fucking. Okay, this is 24, so something is wrong. Okay, so it works. It works, as you can see, it works, which is unbelievable. But I won't get excited until I have it submitted with correct answer, right? Need this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's draw it. clear canvas. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 extend the lines. We need 5, so like this. Okay, let's see. So we have 1 2 1 3 and 3 4. So light bulb would be, let's say, blue. So 1, let's say tick. So 1 1 2 fuck. So first row, second, first row, third, and third row, fourth. Then these black guys, 2 3 2 4 and 3 2. So 2 3 2 4 and 3 2. So this one. So now which one should be emitted? Well, this one, this one, this one. That's obvious. Now this one should be emitted. This one, and this one. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now which one isn't emitted? So it's 0 0. Okay, so 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3. Okay, then it should be this guy. This guy should be emitted. Otherwise it works. 3 3 and 2 2 3 2 2, right? 2 2 2 3 and 1 2. So only this dude is not emitted, which means that it's 1 1, right? So this is 1 1. Blocks, block index. And bulbs at index. So 1 1. So this is I. Now this is block index. Block index. Okay, so that's a problem. Calls bulbs. Okay, so it finds the index, right? Okay, so we did not handle that case. Okay. Oh god. We need to craft some more of these. I can't submit it just to check how many good answers will I get because uh, lower bound all bulbs ISO it basically a lower bounds. So now if int equals size of bulbs and block index equals size of blocks, then what you do is that you basically just check for the lower. So you do int minus minus if this size of bulbs, then basically block minus minus, right? It's the same thing except with the block minus minus only. Okay, the competition ended. Size of blocks and int minus minus if bulbs index over blocks block index. Okay, this is very disgusting. I will explain it in just a moment. One is still 0, 0. Nice debugging tool now. Exactly. Exactly. Oh my god, I did not handle that. Oh god, okay. Okay. If either of them. So basically I can delete all of this crap and do this, and then I can do this, and I do this, and we don't get 7. Fuck's sake. So do we get what? We get what in here? Now we do bulbs. Block index equals. Now if block index under 0, okay, we got 8 finally. Already given. Okay. I think I missed something. So I don't think this will pass. And it's pretty disgusting. It's pretty fucking disgusting. Okay, so let's see what will happen. Okay, wrong answer, wrong answer, wrong answer. Too many wrong answer on wrong answer. Okay, half wrong answers. Oh, okay. 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 Whatever. This is very tricky implementation. So, but the idea should work. So, okay, we can take a quick look at where I'm at. So 2,500, which is kind of trash to be honest. And 1,000 people solved this question. That's a lot to be honest. It's a lot, but as you can see, even the fastest one solved in 4 minutes, which is definitely a lot. But okay, let's check out some submissions. Ecovid? No. Okay. So let's check out successful submissions for this. No, AC and search. Okay, show me. Exactly, he has this casting code too. So he loads it. Default dict rows calls AB minus equals 1 equals 2. Okay. 8 height, sorry, is on false. K equals -1. Wait, this was brute forceable. I am retarded. No, you didn't have to do binary search. No, you didn't have to do binary search because oh my goodness. No, fuck no. Oh my god, okay. Fuck, so, fuck. Okay, well, at least I got around implementing it. Didn't work out. Never mind. Next time it will. Okay, well, hopefully my rank will not drop. We'll see. I need to get around getting wrong submissions on problem D, but that's okay. And finally doing problem E because bruh. Okay, okay, let's do some explanations. I don't remember the tasks, so didn't even check out the F, so we can check out F. AI, expert. Okay. Okay, that's some GP Kako, and since this is 50, then no, that's some GP shit. So I'm happy that I did not go to that. Okay, so this one, that's pretty straight one. So we'll erase this. So basically, what happens is that okay, so for example, you currently follow like 200, like you are current. Wait, so A people follow you, and B people you already follow. So now max value of B can be this, so two times number you already follow, number of you follow, which is A, so 2 times A plus 100, and it's just the difference of 2 times A plus 100 minus B. That's the answer. Let me check if I had that. My submissions. I think I did. Yep, okay. So the next problem B. So basically what is this is that you have integer sequence and now positive integer k, so you have some array of numbers positive integers, and now each number in there, for example here 8 9 18 90 72, now you find some integer, any integer, that, okay, so GCD you need to, so what is GCDness? So it's the positive, so it's some positive integer k. So no, GCDness is the number of elements that are divisible by that integer k. And now you have to find amongst integers 2 or bigger, you need to find such integer that it divides most numbers. So basically you just goes through, basically what you could have done is just go through brute force it. So you could brute force the k, right? So you would go for, so k is equal to 2. Now go through all the elements of this and check, count how many are divisible, and now, so okay, so for example, for this it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So answer is equal to 2 and the count of the answer is equal to 4. Then you go for k equals 3, and that's this one, this one, this one, this one. So but it's not bigger, so, and you can print any of them, so basically you can just brute force like this. So that's B. Problem C, you have integer n, for example 3, 6, 9. Okay, we don't use it. So for example 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. And you can erase at most k1 digits. You can erase, so you have this number and you want it to make multiple of 3. So you can erase anywhere from 0 to k minus 1 digits. But what you erase will remain in its order. So if you, for example, do erase these guys, then the resulting number can't be 13. It has to be 31. And so what are the, basically you could came up with a solution that well, multiples of 3 rule of multiplying to be divisible by 3 is the sum of the digits have to be divisible by 3, which means that you basically need to erase until your sum, minimum number, until your sum is equal to that. So you can divide, is divisible by 3. So first of all, if the sum, sum percentage 3 equals 0, we can divide it into a couple of cases. So if it's 0, then you return 0 because you don't need to do anything. If it's 1, then you have two cases. So if it's 1, then what can you do? Well, if you have some sort of number that has parity, also 1, which means that the, or digit that has parity 1, which means that, because if you have, for example, like number, let's say 3 and 4, and now parity of this thing is 1, but you can't erase 1 from here. But if you erase 4, which has parity 1, since 4 modulus 3 is 1, you erase it, you erase this. You basically erased the parity of it. So so if you have some number that that's parity is 1, you can remove it and you are done. But there is one case, when there is one case when the remaining, for example, if this would be your number, you cannot erase it because you can only k minus 1 digits, and k minus 1 from this is 0. So you have to cover that case too. But what if you don't have just it's 1 or minus 1, because impossible. But what if you don't have it? What if you have only numbers with parities to like 5 or 8, or for example 26? This is the worst 26 you have ever seen in your life. What's this? So you either return 1 or minus 1. But what about the case of 2? Well, wait. So, uh, what if you don't have 1? What if you don't have 1? What that means is that you have parity 1. But if you for example have this number, then what is the parity of it? Exactly, parity of this number is 1, which means that if you add two numbers with parity 2, then it results in parity 1, because if you sum up their parities and modulo it, it's 1. So what you have to do is the same thing. See if you have two twos, at least two numbers with parity 2, and and then erase those two numbers. But you have to also cover the edge case when you have only this, of course, the same edge case as still as in the previous example. So you have to cover that edge case when the number of parities you are going to delete it is equal to the size of the original number. And for 2 it's basically the same thing, but we just reverse it. So we find 1 2. So if parity is 2, we need to find one number that parity 2 or two numbers of parity 1, because for example if you have 3 1 1, then parity of this is 2, and if you remove this one, parity drops by 1, and if you remove this one, parity drops by another one. So it's this or minus 1. So that's solution for C. Okay. Hope I am not autistic with this solution, but okay, whatever. So hope you can understand it. So this was pretty interesting, and I actually got it on first try, but I'm autistic and I just had to swap two lines to get it right, but whatever. Because if we know all submissions, no, oh my god, my submissions. If we take a look at here and we copy it, and we go here, we paste it, and I do this, it will literally pass. It will literally pass. Take a look. It will pass. I just had to swap. Okay, it won't. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, shut up. You didn't see that. Shut up. Okay. Shut up, bruh. Shut up. So basically, okay, what was this about? So you have some sort of sequence, right, of positive integers, and you start at coordinate 0, and now you have moves 2, 1, 3, minus 1, and minus 1. So what you do in the first move, you do all the moves up until here. So your position change like this. Here you do minus 2 and 1 move. So your position after that is it's minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1, so it's minus 3. After this will give you plus 2, because this is minus 1, so plus 2 to this one. And then in this one, you will go by plus 2, so you will go to 1. Sorry. So basically we go minus 2 plus 1, so in this move, so I explain it retardedly. Okay. Once again, because I am autistic. So your starting position is 0, and this is some sequence, minus 1 and minus 1. So you do n moves, which is the length of the sequence, and for each move you go from the beginning up until the index is smaller, is equal to the move you are doing minus 1, right? So if we do move 1, then we scan this one. If we do move 2, we scan this 2. If we do move 3, we scan these 3. If we do move, and so on and so forth. So, and each time basically, if you do this, you change your position, and then when you do another move, your position changes not only after you finish the move, but you need to account for also for this first part of the second move, or this part, or all of these parts. So it's not like, oh, you finished a move. So for example, okay, let's say this was 1 and this was -3, for example. So in this case, you would move by 1, so your position would be 1. And after next move, you would go this one and then this one. But what would you do? Then it would, for this, would move you 2 units backwards in total, this move, which would put you at -1. But in reality, your maximum position was 2, because at first you just did this move. Okay, so I hope that you understand now. And now, when we got that out of the way, so we have, what we can do is use prefix sums, because 1, 3, -1 and -1. So prefix sums of these are -2, -1, 2, 1 and 0. So what we will do now is that nice. So your position here is 0. After first move, if you do this move, then if the move is 0, then you did not go. Okay, so how do you know that we need to account for? So basically you could just go through all the moves and you could be like, okay, so with this, okay, so your position was this, so maximum position, you could say it was 2, right? Which I think is an answer, right? But you would be wrong in the first example, because 2 -1 -2 prefix sums are 2, 1 and -1, and it will just output 2, and that's horribly, terribly wrong. So 2, let's do it on this example. 2, 1 and -1, right? I have so bad handwriting. Probably it's because of I'm writing with mouse, but whatever. Okay, so what we do? Well, okay, we could move by move, basically just accounting for the, so we do maximum of these plus so maximum of the prefixes, but that's our final position, as I explained earlier. In the move after move, that's our position after move, but we need to also account for exactly this case when we could move in the move, right? We could move in the move. What that means is that we could have bigger position in the middle of the move, right, than at the end of the move. How can we solve this? Well, we know we could keep track of the biggest position in the move we are currently doing, and that would solve it, right? Because then you would just do, we start off, we are basically at 0. We start off at 0. And now, oh, my mouth is beginning to dry. Okay, so basically, I have some notifications on my phone. It won't load, it's a picture probably. Okay, so so it's okay, so that's you do. Okay, so in first iteration, I can show it on you on the code. This will be easier. This one is the wrong one. My submissions and okay, so we did the prefixes. So maximum position, we are starting at 0, maximum position until now is 0, and the maximum in the move, since we didn't start at 0, right, because we can't move further ahead. So now okay, so in this move in this move, what we will do is we need to, so first we calculate in move what will be the biggest distance we will move forward during that move. So for example, if we have -2 minus what was it? What was this one? Can't remember the test case. God damn it. This, so -2, -1, 2, 1 and 0. So if we would do move this, then the biggest amount from the start of the move we would be forward to. So if we started at, for example, unit 5 and we would do move 4, then during the move 4, the farthest from the unit 5 we would be plus the biggest amount in that move. So you might already see the solution, probably you did earlier, but I'm explaining extremely dumb, but hopefully that will get also better with time. So it's you create prefix sums, and in move I, where I is for all I from 1 to 0. So basically we have some position, and now its answer is, so we update the answer if position we started before the move plus maximum position we can, maximum distance we can advance in that move is the answer. So I don't know if you understand, I'm horrible at explaining, as it probably looks like, but if we go here, so let's see. So at first, so maximum after first iteration, so we can, in one move we would probably move like this is the first index, so it move at most -2, but so that's the maximum we would move. Maximum is 0, so we we don't at the start of the move we don't advance, so we need to also account for that. It might, since for example if it all of them would be negative, the values in the moves, it would be in the input, then it would be impossible. Then, oh my god, I'm explaining it probably so bad, right? Whatever. Now, as I said, it's the before we do the move position plus maximum we can advance, we will advance during the move. That's the answer. And then we just do the move. And we do this for all the indexes, and that's it. Yeah, I think that's better explanation. So if you do the prefix sums, that means that this is the distance we will be after the if we make move 1. This will be the change in the distance if we do move 1. This will be the change in the distance if we do move 2. This will be the change in the distance if we do move 3, move 4, move 5. So, and we need to find out the maximum change in distance during it. And that's just keeping the maximum. Hopefully that was not too disgusting. And the problem E, getting to the finish line. So problem E has very little constraints. As you can see, you could lead, you have 10 to 5 light bulbs, which means that you cannot just go through each light bulb uh, and then just iterate through its row and its column and lit up all them in like in the matrix. So you cannot do that, right? So you need to do something smarter. As you can see, you could technically somehow brute force this. So you could go through, what if you would do? You would count the number of lit or whatever you choose. Let's say you know the total number of them is h times v number of, and now the answer is, so ans is the total minus not lit up. So, and not lit up are not lit up are basically the blocks plus non-lit up. So, okay, so how do you find that? Well, it's pretty brute forceable since at each one you would at most go up, at most go down, at most go this, which is so we have 1.5 squared, and for each one you would do one more square of that. So square and square. Since this is like 1.5 times 10 to the power of like what? 1, 2, 3. So square it's 1.5 times 10 to the power of 6. So, well, we can calculate it, right? We have 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5. That's a lot, as you can see, but probably would work, whatever. So, from the submissions of other guys. So, basically, what you do, you have this, and now how do you check? So, you go in this direction, and if you encounter bulb, then it's lit up, and you can break and continue. If you go in this direction and encounter block earlier, then it's not lit up. You need to advance to you need to do this other check and check the other sides. Or if you come up to end and you do this for all the sides, for all all positions on the grid which are not blocks or light bulbs, because about them you know instantly which one is lit on and isn't, and that's it basically. So I know this was a bit disgusting explanation, mainly of the D and E, and I don't think that E works. I need to check myself after the contest, but I hope you enjoyed. Last time I wasn't really able to code the problem E. This time, I went up, even with the wrong submission. Imagine how high I would be with doing the E problem and not getting 4 wrong submissions. Maybe next time, okay, so it's maybe next week. I don't know if I will work next weekend or next Sunday. So I will be doing binarysearch.com weekly contest virtual participation in a bit. So I hope this was not too boring or disgustingly explained, and see you later. Bye.